We're back in Investor Townhouse headquarters in San Diego, California. I'm your host, Daniel Wong. On today's program, we have the CEO of Video Igniter, Derek Merdinyan, here with us today. Derek, thanks so much for taking the time.
Thanks for letting me join you today.
So, Derek, you have a very cool business where you create these animated videos, and yours are just really unique in the way you have your approach there. Explain to us, though, what Video Igniter is.
Video Igniter is an online platform that makes it faster, easier, and more affordable to produce custom animated videos. I think the medium is exceptionally useful for explaining new information and enabling people to not only understand it, but to retain the information a lot better than live-action videos. So Video Igniter as a platform helps to make it easy for people to work with animators online in order to produce custom animated videos.
So you and I have talked a lot about this before, and talk to us about the ease of that process of going back and forth, asking for edits and making changes to that, why your platform's offered a better solution, more efficient for them.
Sure thing. So usually when you work with an animator, there's a lot of fine detailed information that you want to communicate back and forth. If you're using email to communicate with an animator, you're probably going to have several hundred emails going back and forth. That's a lot of information to track and manage. Whereas with Video Igniter, you have the animator and designer creating assets for you. You make direct comments online, and that way all the information stays organized, and you can produce the content much more quickly for people on both ends. It's going to be easier for you as the client to ask for specific changes and edits, and it's going to be easier for the animators and designers to respond to the feedback that you want.
Definitely major value you're adding back to the client there. Now, you did talk about the ease of the animation, helping to explain complicated things to investors and people out there trying to understand the business. We cover a lot of cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, which is to a lot of people a brand new sector, and they really don't understand it. So explain to us kind of how that helps to simplify the explanation to them, and also how it would apply to a lot of the cryptocurrency areas.
Certainly. So cryptocurrencies, like you said, they're very difficult for people to understand, and what animation allows us to do is to create visual stories and metaphors that sort of bring these ideas to life, help people understand these new scenarios and these new ways of interacting with each other. That's just not possible to do if you're using a camera and filming someone in person. So we're able to take these ideas and explain them in a much more easily digestible format. And this is great for, companies that are preparing for an initial coin offering, because right now a lot of them are shopping around a white paper that's very long, takes maybe 45 minutes to read. But this animated video as a medium is a much better way to get people through that first level of initial interest and understanding the value of the platform before they spend time digging in and reading more about these different companies.
And I think that makes perfect sense as we talk about live action versus animation. Where do you see the pluses there of the animation over the live action? Because, we do a lot of that, of course, but the animation, I think, makes things so much more simpler, and it is a little more condensed. So it does play into the shorter extension spans. They can gather a lot of information very quickly. I mean, what's your opinion on that?
You're very right there. Not only does it help people, get this information in a much quicker fashion, it also is able to explain things that sometimes you just can't really explain as effectively if you have two people talking. Sometimes you need custom visuals to help explain things. And, what we found is that people don't really pay attention to talking head videos in the same way that they pay attention to animated videos. This interview style we have right now is great because it's a conversation, it's a dialogue between two people, and it keeps things going. But if you just have a CEO there sitting and talking to the camera, it can be easy to fall and drop off while watching that video. Whereas an animated video that uses ongoing graphics to illustrate and highlight what a narrator is saying is going to do a much better job of explaining that complex stuff, and you as the viewer are going to have a much better job remembering that information after you finish watching.
And I think that's such an important point you make there. We always talk about the art of storytelling. It's the why, not the what, and that's something that you're really driving home to people, is getting people to connect in that real way to these companies. So give us some examples maybe of use cases besides maybe the cryptocurrency side, and maybe some good examples you have already.
Sure. So cryptocurrencies are using these a lot because, again, it simplifies these complicated networks of transfer of value that people just aren't really as familiar with understanding. But animations can go so much farther, particularly in the e-learning space, to help people understand new ideas, explaining new concepts. Animation is seen as an entertaining medium for a very long time, but I think now we're going to see it used a lot more for explaining new information, whether it's internal communications for a company, e-learning programs to onboard new clients. There's a whole lot of new information that's going to be explained this way now that the medium is easier to produce.
Well, Derek, it looks like we're about out of time for today, but we'd like to thank our guest CEO, Derek Merdinyan, for joining us today. Derek, thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
So, folks, you've seen the CEO of Video Igniter. His videos are fantastic. We're definitely going to use his videos, and we recommend a lot of companies in the crypto and Bitcoin space to use those videos to help people understand the how those particular ICOs work. So, if you want to find out more information, go to videoigniter.com. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and we'll catch you next time. Stay tuned for the next interviews here on InvestorTownHall.com.